An appalling ad for an apartment in Brampton offers free rent for friends with benefits. The two-bedroom home is described as located near Bramalea City Center, with the current occupant offering multiple price options for different living arrangements. And the third option is the reason why the post went viral, offering free rent, food, and apparently a shopping budget to anyone who agrees to participate in a friends with benefits situation with the existing tenant.
This should be taken way more seriously. It's a little bit scary. Women empowerment turning into something else for sure.
Those *X for rent ads are still up even after they were on BBC and TikTok. But I found more.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
How down bad do you have to be to try to trade rent for sex? Apparently some landlords saw Canada's housing crisis and thought, yes, this is my moment. They target young women and international students, offering free rent in exchange for companionship. Some of these ads are just so gross. One of them said warm bed available, but instead of a price tag, it said young petite female. If rent's so high, no wonder they're able to get away with this. Is this what we've really come to? Drop a like and let me know. Should this be straight up illegal, or is the housing crisis to blame?
They can join an escort agency and just become exclusive to the landlord, then it's legal and the government gets the tax money. Pretty simple. Lol.
Yeah. Unrelated to anything else, I will be staying in my New York apartment for another month.
Man, I thought I'd seen it all. New sex for rent agreements become popular in Canada. This is wild. We're in a world right now where people are DMing women and paying them to talk to them, paying them for their time and attention. We have, what's it called, OnlyFans, where dudes are dropping millions of dollars to just watch girls. Sex for rent agreements? What's next? This is crazy.
Feminism has come full circle because it fought for women's independence. Yet now many monetize that freedom by selling intimacy and attention back to men. Instead of building equality, it's turned into a marketplace where validation has a price tag. Men are paying just to feel seen, and women profit off the very dynamic feminism claimed to fight.
Sign of the times here in the West, where in Canada there are young ladies who are struggling to be able to meet the rental needs and to find accommodation, and they are being offered, and this is on Facebook, where people can apply for rent for sex accommodation arrangements. How wild is that? That is what's happening in 2025. People can't get accommodation, so landlords are taking advantage of all that, and they are offering rent for sex. That is your 2025 position. Wild.
This is the death of so-called women's empowerment. When survival forces women to trade sex for housing, equality has completely failed. The promise of independence is gone if basic needs depend on exploitation. Feminism was supposed to free women from this exact vulnerability, yet here we are. If this is progress, it's a brutal reminder that empowerment was only surface deep.
Offered free rent.
We're undercover, meeting with a man who's posted an ad online. He's offering a warm bed in Hamilton, Ontario for a petite female.
When you say
what you're about to hear next gets explicit.
We fool around a little bit here and there, right? Sort of. If you're not into actually having sex, that's cool. We can do other things, right? I don't mind helping you out if you're kind of helping me out too, right? You know what I mean?
We found over a dozen listings on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist seeking a sex for rent arrangement. Many target young women in college and university, international students as well.
CBC Marketplace went undercover and found sex for rent offers on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Some posts were explicit, others were vague but turned sexual once the reporter engaged. 8 of 10 overt ads confirmed sex was expected. Half of 10 covert ads later demanded sexual acts. One poster asked for a nude photo and age. Another offered school costs and free rent for ongoing sex. A man pitching a warm bed told the reporter they'd fool around. Experts called it exploitation and illegal under Canada's prostitution laws. A police chief's statement framed it as internet luring tied to trafficking risks. Meta said such posts break policy. Craigslist didn't comment. A landlords group condemned the practice after seeing Marketplace's findings. Advocates want platforms to police listings and urge victims to report. Skeptics say some ads might be hoaxes or consensual, but the power imbalance and coercion make that defense flimsy.
Women partly enabled this by normalizing the monetization of intimacy through platforms like OnlyFans and sugar dating, blurring the lines between choice and coercion. When selling access became celebrated as empowerment, it opened the door for predators to exploit desperation. Now, landlords treat sex as just another transaction because culture told them it's fair game. What was framed as freedom has turned into a trap.
Wild thread. Ex-poster just posting L's frames it like modern harems, which sounds spicy. CBC Marketplace's sting hit a nerve. Leverage. The person with the keys sets the rules. Dialer Turden and Emilio joke it's just marriage. Poster Blue Blur calling it prostitution to the max is closer, but the point is coercion, not kink. No Life Mike asks if it's legal. It isn't, and cops could run stings tomorrow. Liberocrats' 10 steps back lands because scarcity plus lazy moderation makes predators bold. Ex-poster Worst Finance takes riffing about fractional ownership and on-chain is peak satire. Use that energy to flag code word posts, push platforms to autofilter, and remind students and newcomers about tenant hotlines. The thread is half jokes, half cope, and a pinch of denial. Ex-poster Mustard Friend asks where to sign up as a host. Pat the Irishman's price scale gag is dark humor, sure, but it basically describes predation with punchlines. Ectivent Bent says gross and asks if it's illegal. Yes, it is illegal. The weak link is enforcement, not the law. The journeyman blames fiat. Housing costs matter, but creeps don't appear because of interest rates. Robert Leposavic argues mutually beneficial if both agree. But when one person controls literally the keys, consent gets muddy fast. Imagine your rent is a lever over your body. That's not a deal, that's pressure. Ex-poster Dom Dansladome's basement pitch got the instant wife check we all need. She cut straight to the leverage. That's the core problem. Poster Shashi Jairam asks if it's just prostitution. Close, but rent tied to sex means consent is dangling by the eviction notice. DJ Cow's jokes you can get this for free on dating apps. Not the same. A date can block you. A landlord can lock you out. Talk Nerdy brings receipts about risk to students and newcomers. The CEO guy says it's always existed, now with contract terms. True, but moving it onto rental marketplaces scales it and hides it behind housing help. Talk Nerdy gives the sober take. It targets students and newcomers and brings trafficking risk. Juvie's pun lands, but Cornelius Masterson's time to buy shows why enforcement matters. J-Man asks for data and hotspots. Platforms have it. Regulators should demand it.
Women choosing to engage in these deals openly has signaled to landlords that there's a market for it, removing the fear of social backlash. When enough women accept these arrangements, it normalizes the practice and emboldens more landlords to offer them. This isn't just exploitation. It's participation turning into precedent. The more it's done, the more it spreads, making it seem like an acceptable option. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.